Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Nutmeg Curling Club. My name is Britt Bisson. I'm joined by Nigel Lucas this morning. Morning, Nigel.
Good morning, everybody out there. Early on a Saturday morning. Hope you have your coffee.
Yes, as we do. We are here for the 51st Ross Tarlton Invitational, continuing coverage. Yesterday's matches were broadcast by Mark Sakin, and we had matches on Thursday night. Let's give a little background while the folks are just getting started up. This is a Total Rocks event pitting teams from the Ontario curling clubs versus the GNCC clubs. So winning and losing is not nearly as important as how many points you score. So you may see games that seem like the score is 10-2 and you wonder why they're still playing. It's because there's still points that can be scored for the grand total. I've been told not to discuss the grand total numbers, that we don't give updates on that. Physical threats were made, so we will not be doing that. The matches are just getting started, and you're seeing the far houses. Really quickly, what you're seeing is over on the left on sheet A is Nutmeg throwing Yellow Rocks and Niagara Falls throwing red. On sheet B, Cape Cod, Adavano's team, is playing Guelph A. And on sheet 3, Nashua Curling Club is taking on Granite. So the Granite Curling Club is taking on the team from the Granite State.
Very good.
See, I got them once in a while.
Your coffee has kicked in.
The coffee is cooking in. So for those of you wondering, there are curling draws all day. We have today's match at 8. We have 10:15. We have 1. And we have the last match at 3:15. So please feel free to join us. We're going to have a lot of curling today.
I would say if you're in the area, come on down. The bar, I think, will be open later.
Oh, yes.
And just to make it easy across the streams, on each sheet, the GNCC teams will be throwing yellow, I believe.
That's absolutely correct. So we have a couple of stones already established. I see Joel has a stone in the house over on A and has a second stone coming in.
Looks like he's putting up the guard.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, over on sheet B, a couple of yellow guards out front. And sheet C right now features an open house.
The sweepers working hard just to get over the hog. And I think they just did that.
First end ice in our place is always a little bit on the slower side, but it warms up quickly.
I imagine they scraped overnight.
Oh, yeah.
So it's fresh ice.
Well, Jim from the ice crew is here. Jim, did we have a scrape? We did. Okay. Don't worry, we won't bother anymore. The man's getting some coffee.
Yeah, it looked like fresh ice.
It looks like fresh ice. It absolutely does. Yeah, you can see the tracks the stone is making with the reflection. So this absolutely is fresh ice. All right. So meanwhile, over on sheet A, we're into second rocks, and we've got a yellow behind a high guard, and Joel's going to try and eliminate the red stone. Craig Steffen is his second. Craig's a bit of a stone assassin, so, and he lives up to his reputation. So a nice start for the GNCC, actually across all 3 sheets.
Yep.
I just jinxed us, didn't I?
Does hammer rotate? How was that decided?
That's a great question. I don't know. And the organizer is skipping on sheet A.
I believe it switches from draw to draw.
I would imagine. Oh, we're already getting looks from sheet C. All right.
So red definitely has hammer. So I imagine that on these first ends, Canada, shall we say,
yes,
has hammer.
Takeout attempt on sheet B by Guelph A just skirts by that center line stone. So a big opportunity for Cape Cod to kind of establish a big end. So I think the big thing with the rock counting is you're not going to see traditional curling strategy in this event. You're going to see the riskier shots. You're going to see the guy who goes for the 4 as opposed to safe 1. Because it's all about stone count. And if you're counting stones at the moment, it's a lot of yellow. But it's still very early on.
On sheet A, Canada has a hit on the outside yellow. Sweeper's working hard to keep it straight.
And while it's early on, just a reminder, we do check the chat window from time to time, so if there's anything you'd like to ask or any commentary, please let us know. Over on sheet A, that red stone is in a good spot.
Yeah, it's tough to hit it and not jam on that yellow.
But Joel's going to go after it. Let's see. I mean, because of the high guard, you can't come from the right side on it, and that makes the jam a real possibility. Here comes Skinny Larry's shot. So we're watching that left side of your screen right now. I hear it's fine from the warm room.
Fantastic shot by Skinny Larry. Fantastic by Skinny Larry.
And look at that. Beautifully executed.
Very nicely done.
Back on sheet B, we still have 3 yellows sitting in the house, and they're delivering now. Is it 4? Am I missing one?
No.
It's going to be 4. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a little hotter than he wanted. Is everybody going to stick around? No.
No, just supposed to.
All right, so he'll trade off. Still sitting 3. 3 is also the count on sheet C.
On A, I think they're pretty taking it, trying to peel the gun. No, gone right past it.
That's a gorgeous
That's
shot.
a great shot as well.
And it looks like it rolled just a little bit towards the center line.
Yep.
And yeah, Joel's going to try and park up against it or move it.
For those new to Nutmeg, Skinny Larry gained his nickname because we already had a Larry. So we had to assign another name to this one.
We have multiple Larrys.
We have multiple Larrys. Skinny Larry definitely fitted this Larry.
Yes.
I think actually just calling for a guard here.
I think you're right.
Just put up so he can't run that red back. Joel doesn't have hammer, so he wants to protect the center line.
Exactly. I mean, with it being a total stone situation, he's more worried about that run back resulting in a 2 or 3 spot than he is about just taking 1 and stealing 1. Meanwhile, over on sheet C, we have a stone coming into play. Let's take a quick look at that.
It's another yellow coming into the house.
And it's going to split them open. Wow. What do you do here if you're red, Nigel?
You hit some.
Which one?
Well, if you take the top yellow, you can definitely double and maybe sit there as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you come after that top yellow and you come pretty heavy because even if you hit it at the wrong angle, you possibly have a double off the back.
Yep.
Let's see what he does here. We'll stick here for a second because here comes the stone from Granite.
Granite throwing granite.
Yeah. And this has got good weight. Let's see where this stone goes. He's got on the outside. Oh, he just nudged the outside one.
But at least he can now tap that up if necessary. It's going to give Nashua a decision. Do they go after it and possibly jam it?
And while we were paying attention to C, I missed what happened on sheet A, and I apologize for that. But right now, Red has got the count at 1 as Joel is getting in the hack for his first shot.
Looking to hit that red.
Yeah.
It's definitely showing on the left-hand side of that high guard.
Sheet B still has stones all over the place.
I think he's throwing a guard. I don't know.
It looks like a guard on.
Ooh, it's a little long if it's a guard. Let's get the red. We'll go to that in a second. Right now we have stones coming in on both A and B. Let's see how Joel gets by the guard, chips the red, and does not jam. Beautiful
Nicely done,
shot. Sheet B, they also eliminate the red stone. So let's go back to sheet C.
I think he's looking for the outturn for the righty coming into the to the 4-foot, bearing behind this high guard.
I missed that call.
And they're still on Vice Rocks. So this is the last Vice Rock for red coming in to C in a minute.
Be interesting to see the speed of this. I think everything's been played on the other side of the sheet.
Yeah.
So this is the first rock that's come down now.
Eastern Light.
Yeah,
For those of people who played at Nutmeg, the wall tends to hold the rock a little,
yes.
and this is unfortunately light and hogged.
Guess what now?
Yeah, particularly early on. I'm surprised he did not give that a little bit more weight just because it is first end.
I think the trouble is switched from the left-hand side of the sheet to the right,
Gotcha.
and didn't necessarily take into account the fact.
There's backing there for him to win.
Over on sheet A, they drive the front yellow back, but lose the shooter.
And Warman just pointing out on that sheet C shot, he could have been heavier because he did have backing. There's a yellow back 12 at the.
Ah, that's a great point. Yeah, it's directly across from us.
So the yellow skip here now has a choice of maybe putting up a guard or actually just trying to beat them to the 4.
I think he's going to try to beat him to the 4 because he's got a situation where if he can get in there, he's counting 3 right now. If he can get in there and prevent them from getting in, he's got a situation for a 4-point end. And again, total rocks are what matter in this tournament.
Yep.
And he definitely came heavier than his predecessor. It might be too heavy. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
Oh, it's slowing.
It's at the back.
It's going to be back, though. Ooh, it's going to be right up to the tee and just fighting the 4.
But that gives them a nice hit and roll.
Yeah. And this is the first skip rock.
First skip rock for red.
So we've got stones getting kicked on A. Or no, we don't, do we? No, I thought I saw somebody kick us.
Actually, this is the hammer lock coming on A.
And on B. So A and B are both onto their hammer shots, so we'll stay here. So I don't have a far A right now on the cameras. So we'll just, this is the best view I can give you for A. Let me go to B really quick. It looks like they're just going to try to draw in for 1.
Yes, you've got backing. You could come down to that yellow.
So both A and B on their hammer, both drawing to try and get 1 and prevent yellow from getting a lead. Drama, and it's
Early.
only 8:06.
The rock's away on A. Sweepers are kind of just keep cleaning.
He's got backing.
He's going to need backing, I think.
Oh, I don't think he's on target. Skinny Larry's warming up. He's sweeping.
This could be a good shot.
It looks like 1 yellow on A.
Okay, cut him down. So
Here comes the shot on B into view. Again, also has backing. Just got to curl a little. And it's slowing down nice. This is going to be gorgeous.
that's a nice shot.
Didn't need the backing at all. So it'll be 1 red on B and 1 yellow on A.
Now switching over to C. I didn't see the shot, but looking by where the red is now, I think he hit, but
He did.
didn't roll.
No,
So he stayed open. So this is going to be a replica. Try and hit and just flop into the middle.
Right. And then red still has a hammer beyond that.
Yes, this is yellow's last rock.
So a perfect shot. is going to hit the inside of that red
And flop.
probably
about
roll.
2 or 3 rocks in.
Yeah, like almost right to the center line so that high guard helps him.
Yep.
And that's going to force him to draw.
Yes.
And that's a must-hit draw because otherwise you're giving up 4. Well, I'm also assuming he makes this. So let's see this first. Stone's underway, and it looks like it's got plenty of weight.
He's outside.
It's a little on the outside. I'm not sure this will come back to roll in. He's actually going to hit just on the outside. He's just going to roll out, I think.
Don't jam on it. He jams.
Oh.
Okay.
I think red could be... Ooh.
Red is either first or second.
Or third.
Or third. I guess that's possible, too.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, Nigel's going to get up and look at the bigger screen that's overhead.
I think red is hammer. A shot, rather.
Oh, in which case they're drawing for 2.
I think he's going to be drawing anyway. Or he could just hit the outside yellow. That one definitely is not counting.
Yellow could be 1 and 2.
It's the camera is set slightly forward, so you can't quite see.
Yeah, it is not a straight down look.
So he's got 2 choices: either draw or hit off the which is a wide, just into the 12-foot now.
Okay.
You should measure that.
It looks like he's calling for the draw.
I think he's going for the draw, yep. Because if he does be a little heavy and comes down to that back red, he'll definitely be shot.
You got people in the house.
No, this one
away.
has more weight.
How's that for a guard right there?
Yep.
He could also play off that yellow right in front of the broom. Here it comes.
I think this is going to be an in-betweeny.
Oh, it's got to slow down for him.
Yep.
And it's going to unfortunately sail through. And
Oh, the vice has already agreed.
yeah, so we'll have to see what the score goes when it gets put up.
He didn't do that against us yet.
Let's take you to the near house view.
Oh, it's going through.
Second end is underway.
Right here behind these cars. Go ahead, get on.
We see a stone travel through the house. I believe that was a draw. So we're starting to see the ice already come up to speed. I have no score posted on C yet. I will update you as soon as we know if that was definitively yellow or red.
Well, I can tell you it was yellow because yellow's
Oh, yellow's
first
throwing.
rock. The question is 1 or 2.
So early in the second end here, across all 3 sheets. This is a timed event too. There is a clock on the far wall that you should be able to see in the far houses. Maybe not. They might be cut off. But there's about 94 minutes left in this match. And we have another throw through on A, so we are definitely getting up to speed.
Uh-oh. Not looking good on it.
Meanwhile, on sheet B, I see a lot of red rocks.
Yellow does have hammer on B,
Right.
but even though yellow has hammer, they have a center guard.
There's 5 rocks.
Which is not normally the way to play it.
Double them up. Double them up.
On sheet C, the first rock went to back button. Looks like they're just going to tap it back red.
Not quite sure what the call was on A, but the stone goes straight through the house. So no harm, no foul there. But I'm not quite sure what the call was.
The way the end is shaping up on C, they were a little slow on their first end. This is going to be a takeout end.
See this?
And
Give it publicity later. Note the date.
Yeah.
this is going to be takeout, so a takeout end tends to be played at a quicker pace. So they could well catch up.
Oh, here comes a takeout attempt on C. Weight looks good.
Good shot.
Line looks good. It's good.
I suspect the skip will go straight up there, put the boom down, and hit this.
Over on sheet B, we have another stone coming in. Looks like they called for guard, maybe. Well, didn't get quite the line they wanted, but they're still very helpful. Joel is going to try and draw in over on sheet A. And we are using the traditional house views today, so sheet A is now on the right-hand side of your screen, and C is on the left. That will switch. So this is what you would actually see if you were walking down the ice.
And curl up to it. Curl to the other side.
And Joel pushes that red back a little bit, and he's sitting 2 at the moment. Over on B, this might be very nice.
Oh, that's a lovely shot.
That is lovely. Let's show you how that ended up. Ooh, look at that.
It's gettable.
It's hittable, but I'll still take it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's hittable. We'll see if they do hit.
Looking good.
Walks away.
It's a good
Maybe a
shot.
little wide. Maybe a little
Oh,
wide.
Skip puts up the hand. Now the sweepers go.
Maybe a little wide. Through the hole.
Let's see.
Through the hole. Touchdown.
Field goal. The port was probably a rock and a half wide, and he got through it.
Yeah. Over on sheet C, we have a couple of yellow stones in the house. They've been kind of hitting and pushing things around.
Yeah, I think red missed one hit, which put a red in the house, which yellow hit. This is just curling back. Yeah,
Yeah, we are definitely getting up to speed over here because that curled coming off of the wall.
yeah. It
We
was
still don't have a score posted on C, so technically the rock count is 1-1. As soon as I get a score on C, I'll let you guys know.
Come on. Shoot that. Here we go.
Oh, just hits the front guard over on B. And we have a forest of granite developing over on B. Let's take a look at that. Where's near B? There it is.
Oh.
Got a double on A.
yeah,
Oh, we just missed a double on A. My fault.
Larry doubled out 2 red stones at the back of the house.
Oh, let's see how that looks then. Where's my near A? Oh, yeah,
Watch
that's...
this jam.
And
Jam.
behind the guards.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
All right, over on sheet B. Oh, wow. That yellow is still visible. Interesting. There's
Which yellow's
Skip
up
calls
now?
with the broom up. He places his
Yeah.
broom head up. Interesting. I didn't see what he called here. Is it a guard? Is he drawing? I would imagine guard.
It's a guard, yeah.
They overslept that.
It's going to take a zone.
Looks
It's
a little heavy for the guard.
That's okay. If he gets it.
Might just get through the port and tap it back a little bit.
That's not a bad thing.
Ooh.
Now, that does line up for a double, but it's still...
It's pretty straight.
Yeah.
No, you could get that. You're at.
Yeah, I mean, it's there. Meanwhile, over on sheet C, sheet A, there's still 3 yellows in the house as Joel, the skip for Nutmeg, goes to throw his first rock. So
So they're
Nutmeg
going to put
is,
up a guard or draw in.
I think he's going to try and draw in.
Yep.
Again, that's the big difference with a total rock
Exactly.
situation. He'd probably be just guarding here in a normal match and saying, I'll happily take 3 on a steal. But in a total rock situation,
Yep.
got to pile in. Yellow's also trying a takeout over here on sheet C. A lot of weight, but the sweepers are on it early. Now they come off. Looks good.
Yeah, he's going to hit it nicely.
Look a bomb.
Yeah, that one's Nice shot there. Here comes Joel's shot in on A.
Drawing it in nicely. Is he behind the guards?
Let's cut there real quick.
No.
He's not behind the guards. But what he is in a place where a hit and roll becomes tricky.
Yep.
Because if he hits and rolls straight over, he's not going to be shot.
No.
And he may only cut him to 2. So that's still not a bad placement.
Yep. No, it's a good placement. As we first skip red rock coming. That is what they're calling. Putting a downweight hit on that top yellow.
Welcome, Michael, to the chat stream. I'm not quite sure what you mean by Pokemon, but thank you for the comment. Fill me in. I'm not hip, man. Okay, we got Trading Stones still over here on sheet C, and right now the result is 2 yellow. Red does have the hammer.
Yep.
So we'll have to see how that evolves. We've got a forest over here on sheet B. Let's show you what that looks like, because here comes a yellow stone into play. Sure what he's trying to do.
Okay.
And let's take a look at A. The first skip red rocker is away.
David, you might be a little heavy.
So it's becoming, it looks heavy.
Oh, here it comes.
Looking for a downweight hit on that top yellow.
On your screen, you're about to see it come in. Here it is. That works, though. It cuts the stone count for yellow down to no more than 2 at the moment.
However, Joel will go straight after the...
You know, in a perfect world, that's going to roll all the way over behind the guards. But if this hits and spills out, it's not terrible. He's still got 4 sitting.
I don't even mind the hit and stay.
Well, yeah, the hit and stay, actually, if they then trade, would take away the hit. Right.
Red cannot hit that, then after that, they'll be giving away...
2 at best.
Yep.
So it would have to be a draw.
Exactly.
So
with really no backing.
With
because
no
you're
backing.
coming on that side.
There you go.
I mean, if you expected a 3 or 4 foot curl and you just skip the guard, yeah. But even still, that backing isn't going to do more than cut you to 2. Let's stay on this view for a second, because these are going to be important shots.
Yeah, if I was Joel, I'd be looking to just hit and maybe just flop to the inside. That actually blocks the path to the button.
Agreed. Let's see, here it comes
And
into
then it
view.
comes. So it's still got a lot of
got the
weight
weight.
at it. Oh, so it hits and sticks.
And that's a good spot.
Yeah, you never want to be drawing against 5.
Yeah, and he's got no choice but to draw here.
Yep.
To show you what's going on over here on sheet B really quick, I have no idea. There's just stones everywhere. And half the sheet is open.
Yes, I think every rock has been played on that side of the sheet. This could be the first one coming down the other side. It's a draw.
Good, looking good.
Yes,
Looking
yes,
real
yes,
good.
yes, yes, yes,
Looking
yes.
real
Oh,
good.
oh, Dave,
Get
oh,
off
Dave.
it. Get off it. Let it curl. Now go.
And look at that. What a nice draw.
Yep.
Nice draw. And that was hammer.
That was
So
for
that's
2.
2 yellow.
Very nice.
So we're about to see the hammer coming down here on sheet A, so we'll go back to there.
Yeah, this is a big shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in.
And he's drawing against 5.
5. It looks a little heavy to me.
A lot heavy. Come on.
Oh, dig in for him.
Oh boy.
Skinny Larry warming
See,
up.
that was gonna- yes.
2,
Skinny Larry says, not in my
Oh.
house.
5.
5 yellow on A. That's going to make the stone count over there 6-0 after 2.
Lineker, no.
Oh, he's
We are going to show you near C right now because they are the only team still in the second end. And they are on the first red rock for the skip.
I think he's drawing behind that yellow guard.
I mean, there's guards out front, but their entire 8 foot and
Yeah.
better is open. Just need to get in there.
Not only
I like the fact he's throwing this draw now because he may well have to throw it with his hammerlock. So
Right.
give him an idea of speed, line.
That was cool.
They're on the yellow guard, but it's curling. He's just got to get by that guard.
It's going to just chip, I think.
And that's not bad if he gets into the white.
Great shot.
And it will.
And it does. Look at that. That is gorgeous. I don't know if that's exactly how he drew it up, but if he is, he's a genius.
We're the Nutmeg Curling Club, and we won't say what it's called, but we have a name for that shot.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We call it a lefty.
That's,
I think every club has their name for it.
yeah.
He's known up and down there.
But by moving that guard around, they've opened up a lovely port for yellow to try and outdraw.
Yeah, exactly.
So the question is, can yellow get in undercover and outcount that red stone? And it certainly can.
Definitely. You could be top button, buried.
Actually, Ed had a perfect shot.
Let's stay with C then for the moment and see how this
let's see how they
ends.
finish up.
Only got one in the first.
Sheet A and B are underway in their third ends. Here comes the yellow rock.
Looks a little toasty.
It looks like it's got weight.
Yeah, it's definitely got weight.
The weight's good. Teammates.
Oh, it's slowing a little. Let's see, we coming into view right now.
No, get off it. Get off it.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're sweeping this.
The warm room is screaming for the sweepers to leave it alone.
The packed warm room.
Oh, man. Oh, no. It's hit.
And he'll draw back to his other yellow, and that's not going to outcount the red. So that is going to leave a draw for two for Granite.
Yep, and he's with backing.
And they did finally put the score up on one. It was one yellow.
Okay.
So we'll do a full score update as soon as we find out what happens here on C. Because again, it's all about rocks, so it's not about individual matches.
Gold pound of the house.
It's a machine. That's what he is.
Pound
It's
of
a
the
machine.
dance.
La machine.
Yes, just yellow on A. Joel Lenneker's rink is now just throwing everything in their house.
Joel is playing very aggressive today. I like it.
Up by 6, let's just put pressure on them.
As soon as you said it, he called the guard.
It'll still go in the house.
Well, Joel was the individual who threatened me not to discuss the score.
That's because Joel doesn't know it.
Well, that's it too. We're split location event here. There's folks over at Ardsley too, so hello to our friends over at Ardsley.
David, get on that. Get on that, David. Get on that, David.
He's got the backing. It's going to roll.
Oh, no. Just a
It's
little
going
too
to
much weight.
roll. It's going to be one red.
So this will tie it up at 1-1 on C.
Oh, man.
Okay, so let's count across the board. I see 6, 7, 8 for yellow, 1, 2 for red. Am I doing that right? 6. Oh, sorry. 6, 8, 9 for yellow, 2 for red after 2 ends. So 9-2 in this draw in favor of the GNCC. Let's go to the far houses view so you can see what's going on. The third end has begun for A and for B. As you can see, like Nigel said, Joel is putting a lot of rocks in right now. What's going on sheet B? There's a lot of stones in the back of the house.
They're playing the back of the house.
Wow. They played all guards in N2, and now they're just occupying the back of the house in N3.
Well, that could be the speed of the ice catching up to them.
Yeah, the ice has sped up quickly off that first end.
Yes, the ice definitely got up to speed really nice and fast.
But these
Kudos
are
to
experienced
the ice crew.
curlers. They should be able to adjust.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. No rookies.
Great job by our ice crew today getting this ready. Ice looks gorgeous. Ruby! Did he leave?
I think he did.
Well, kudos to Jim Colby. He did a great job.
Here's a gent doing the stick curling on a slide.
So
take it.
over
I hope
here
that's not a
on
ticket.
sheet A, it looks like they are going to go for eliminating the yellow guard and possibly with an eye on a double, the long double. But you got to start getting some stones moving if you want to
Yep.
get some points. And he did move some guards around. It's very interesting to watch these matches today. So we're through two ends. We've seen a game on sheet A where Joel has played very aggressive and put a lot of yellow stones in the house. We've seen a game on sheet B where people have tried to put up a lot of stuff and work around each other. And sheet C has been a primarily sit and hit game.
Yep.
So we're seeing three different types of curling.
It shows the importance of where those first couple of rocks go dictates how the game is, that end is played out.
Absolutely. I was playing a game on Thursday night, or no, last Monday. Sorry, last Monday. And two ends in, just the way the game was evolving was similar to how sheet C is. The first couple stones were going into the house, so the skips were calling hits. And one of the other sweepers said to me, "It looks like we're in for a hit game." And I said, "Don't presume that yet."
Immediately switched.
Yeah. As soon as guard's still going up, this will become a draw game.
Yep.
Better line. Yeah. Might even be a tad wide.
Well, let's see what's going on over here in C.
Field.
There's a shot of the double here.
No.
Hopefully he'll hit the front one. Get that out of play and open it up. Over on sheet A, Joel calls for a draw and ends up getting a tick. And that stone will stick around. So that's 4 yellow in the house at the moment on A.
Yep.
Sheet B is a mess. I can't even call this game.
Well, everything's being played down the center line.
Everything's played down the center line. Everybody's playing right next to each other.
Yeah. It's going to look like the Roquettes pretty soon.
Like this,
Yeah.
This one's going to tick the guard much like bigger.
Let's see. I'm hearing this guy's going to...
No, he's by.
No, he's clean by. Oh,
He's
look
by
at
the
this.
guard?
Get a look
Yep.
at this on
He is by the guard.
This could be a beauty.
This could be really nice.
Just curls in.
Little tap. Oh, it bounced out.
Yep.
Bounced out a little bit, but still, it's still sitting shot.
Perfect.
I think Red will hit that and then just flop in.
Oh, hitting the house on sheet B?
Yes. They like to leave as many rocks as possible in play.
Yeah.
Then you take it out.
Those rocks behind.
Yeah, they sure are.
Who's got the hammer?
I don't know what that means. Okay, let's go back to the 3-house view for a moment. The red shot over on B is just going to skirt and push the yellow. Let's go back there really quick. So that hit the yellow closer, and now the yellow is a clear 1.
With yellow up, right?
Yes, and
And
yellow,
yellow
has the
with
hammer
hammer.
here.
Wrong end.
No, red has hammer.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
This yellow scored 2 in the last end.
You need anything, Nigel? Tea, coffee?
More coffee would be
You
lovely.
take it black, I trust.
No, just with some milk.
Oh, all right.
Skim milk. I'm watching my figure. A bit like that.
You know the stream caught that, right?
Yes. If my wife is watching, she's now laughing in the kitchen.
It happened yesterday during the stream. At one point, somebody came over and asked the broadcaster if they wanted the scotch, and he was ordering drinks. I'm sitting at my desk. I'm like, they can hear. We can hear all of this.
Yeah.
The entire curling world now knows how you like your scotch. All right, so anyway, meanwhile, over here on B, I think they're drawing in.
Yep, I would imagine so. It looks a little heavy. Sweepers are not interested.
This might be interesting. Let's go to the view.
Line's important.
It's a little further out than he wanted.
And a little heavier.
Last feet.
And
Curl is
that-
very weight sensitive.
You are
meanwhile, over on sheet A,
2/3.
Perfect.
the 4 yellow has yielded way to a 1 red sitting in the back 4 with a couple of yellows behind it.
And Joel is about to throw his first skip rock.
And I think he's going to try and draw right down on top of it.
Yeah, looking at where Larry has put the boom.
About 73 minutes left on the timer clock. And the rule for this event is when that clock hits 0, you are in your last end.
Minute warning on the ice.
Yeah, and there's a 15 and a 5-minute warning for those. We won't hear that in here, but Joel's shot is on its way.
They're on it.
They are sweeping hard.
Great shot.
It looks like it's good weight, so this might be just for line.
Uh-oh. It's gonna tip.
Is it on the red?
It looks like it might just catch a piece of the red, and it will.
Is he going to tap it?
He did.
Not far enough. Only top 12.
Yeah.
Top 12. I think when they were counting.
So really no harm, no foul there. Meanwhile, on sheet B, the first red skip rock is underway. And it looks like they're going to come and try to...
Just come to that yellow.
They might be trying to push it out a little bit. He's got
Yeah, a
good
little
weight.
wide, I think.
He's going to probably push it into the pile. Wow. And it's one red.
And every rock in the house is way behind the teal.
Yeah. So right now, from my perspective, and Nigel, tell me where you are with this, I'm drawing into the button, if I can here, because I want to prevent the draw for 2. And if I sit right on top of the red that's 1, well, I could do that too. I could sit on that back red on the center line.
Yeah. So this is yellow's last skip rock.
On
They do
B.
not have hammer on B. Yes.
Yeah, red has the hammer on B, right?
So you're right. I want to draw, but I want to be in front of the T line.
In front of the T line, yeah.
Oh, he's going for a takeout.
Coming in.
Okay.
Meanwhile, over on sheet A, red is now 1-2. We'll come back to that in a second, because here comes the yellow rock on B. And this is they're sweeping like crazy. Looks like they're going to get by that yellow rock. Yep, they're by the guard. Now it's a matter of weight. They're they just ticked the red,
Yeah, just ticked it.
and they're going to just reach the edge of the 4-foot.
That was very close to being a very, very good shot.
Now, the issue with that is it's out there.
Yep.
What's saving him is there's 5 different stones to jam on
catch it.
behind it, including the rock you need to count.
So what I would be throwing is a downweight hit, trying to get just to the inside.
We'll go back to the 3-sheet view because Joel's about to throw his last shot. He's going to try and eliminate that front red. Over on sheet C...
Is there a double there on A? It's tough to see from that angle.
Yeah,
No,
I think it was...
that back red will jam on the yellow.
Yeah, it would have been tough. The count still on C is 2 yellow, but red has just eliminated 1 stone. So here comes Joel's last shot. Yellow, that's on sheet A on the left-hand side of your screen. Yellow does not have hammer.
They're on it.
They are sweeping furiously.
They're off it. Looks good.
Larry's sitting. He's not yelling a whole lot.
Good. Up.
And that'll work.
Still one.
What's the count over there, Alf?
One red?
One red back of the field.
1 red, so he's going to have a draw for 2.
Guarded very well.
Steal of 1 on 2 for yellow.
Steal of 1 on B?
Yes.
Nice.
Tough draw to get us 2 on the A. Tough draw.
It's going to come out wide, right?
Meanwhile, we'll just show you really quick while we're waiting for the skip on A. This is the situation on C as they're just getting to skip rocks.
Yeah, they are quite some way behind the other 2 ends, the 2 sheets rather.
So we'll come back to them because this A is going to finish first.
Here comes the skip. He's coming down the ice now.
Yep, he's coming right down now. That is the Niagara Falls skip. I believe that's Brian.
Brian Moore.
So he's drawing.
Correct.
He needs full 8, I'm guessing.
I have a little better than full 8 because I think that front yellow is full 8.
Would Brian move?
But he's got to go on the outside of that, so with the device has put his boom way out in the 12-foot.
Yeah, he goes to the but I think he's going for the draw.
He's got the space. This is going to be a matter of just really wait.
Yeah, we probably haven't been out this wide yet today. Easy to be a bit light on this.
Shot looks heavy from my perspective.
Plenty of room over on A.
There's a ton of room to work. But Nigel's right. If you don't get back into the white, oh, it's slowing down and they are sweeping crazy. I was wrong in the weight.
Could be on the yellow.
You and the sweepers.
They're clear of the yellow.
They're clear of the yellow, but I don't think they have the weight,
No.
and it's going to be one red.
Yeah.
Force for
A nice force for Joel. So meanwhile, over here on sheet C, let's show you what's shaking over here now. The count is still 3 yellow.
With yellow about to throw there. Oh, they have hammer. Yellow has as well.
Yes, yellow has hammer here. So they're going to... I think they're going to try and get a counting guard based on that.
Yeah, I think
room.
so. You've got to guard that lock that's in the forefoot.
Yeah. And it's just got to outcount that front red, and you've got 4 sitting.
Yeah. Going with the intern.
Interesting.
Yes.
It's going to climb across the center line and come back down the other side.
Yeah. And not over.
And again, in a game where it's win-lose, you might be trying to draw in.
Yeah.
You might have a different strategy here, but this is absolutely the right call for a total rock situation.
Yep. Just interested that he's chosen to come in this way.
Look at it move.
And once it gets over the center line, it is going to go right.
Oh, the sweepers are going furiously, and now they just stop.
They're over and up. That's a good guard.
That's a great guard.
Yeah, it's over curl. You can see.
Oh, it's curling a lot at
See?
the end.
Look at that curl. Wow.
So I can
this a
see
nutmeg
that
curling
stone.
Yeah, exactly. I think a nutmeg member would have gone the other way on that shot,
Possibly, yeah.
knowing that the wall tends to hold it a bit. So we are right in front of this sheet, and from our position, that yellow shot block is completely open.
Nigel, when there's empty airtime later, I want to get the word on the, is it the lower cape or the upper cape curling club?
Ah, yes.
Orleans?
Orleans, exactly.
Do tell. What's the news from Orleans?
So
Going strong.
they've started up an arena club in Orleans, Cape Cod.
Yes, they have.
Oh, very
Uh,
nice.
I care about this because I own a house in East Ham.
And how far is that club from your home? Approximately
10 minutes.
5 miles.
Yes, it's a lot closer than going to the Cape Cod Curling Club, which is way back.
And the traffic's manageable at this time of year.
Canadian
Cape
skip
Cod's
is
been
going
doing
across
really
ice here
curls
too, so
Yeah, I think he has to on this shot.
I agree, but is he going for
You'd be flirting with the guard to
Oh,
come the other way.
yeah.
So here comes the last red rock on C.
Not throwing it super hard, so it won't.
What's that sitting there?
three?
It is definitely 3 yellow at the
Yep.
moment.
Three. Now let's see.
Kept it outside.
The line looks nice. It's got a curl.
Here it comes.
Once it starts, it will go.
It will curl hard once it curls.
Yep, it's starting to curl. Now it's a matter of waiting. Is it's going to get over enough?
Uh-oh.
Come on, David, sweep it.
Uh-oh. It's a field goal. Oh, no.
And he just takes, and he is going to be shot rock.
He is shot.
Now I can see all of that stone
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And the advantage is that you can actually come
Go either way.
It's
straight at it.
straight at it with the out turn for the right-hander.
I think you might see.
Yeah, so a hit and stick here for 4 for the GNCC on C.
He's a shooter.
He'll have weight. A lot of weight.
Plus coming out inside out.
All right, hurry up and throw the shot
Yeah,
on
he
C
can come
because
the
there's
way
a
you
big shot coming
draw
on
this one
B.
up.
Big shot on C. Come on in.
I am going to queue up near B
Yep, give him some
so we can go there instantly because it looks like there's a big double coming on B.
No, they won't need to sweep it either.
B again is playing their end in the back of the house.
Again.
Get on it, boys.
They do like
Get
that
on it,
position.
boys.
Come on, get on it.
Get on it,
Get in the
boys.
throw.
It's narrow. Right.
He's
Get on it,
inside.
boys.
Oh,
He
this,
lost it.
They might
Yep,
have it. They
yep.
might have it. There's good sweep.
It's going to tick off that front yellow.
No, he crashed.
Crashed.
he crashed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to switch to B really quick because here comes that double I was talking about.
Come inside.
And
Going to get 1. No, he gets none.
yeah, the weight really wasn't there for a double.
The weight wasn't there.
So for the first time on this match, on sheet A, red is in the ascendancy. We have 2 reds in the house.
And a yellow corner guard. Not in the.
So because I switched over so quickly, I didn't see what the final count was on C. So we'll get a
It
score
was
update.
1 red.
red.
It'll be 1 red.
It was 1 red.
Because the
Take out and
a stick.
a stick in the corner.
So I think that means C is all tied up at 2 apiece.
4.
Okay.
Yeah, yep, that's a hurt. That's a big hurt.
He didn't have the weight, plus he was inside a little.
Doesn't have the weight.
He turned it maybe.
So sheet C is just getting started
Right
in
hand, was
its
that his out turn?
4th end.
This is
But
our
we're
turn.
well into the 4th end here on
Might have gave it a
A
little.
and B.
But he didn't throw it
As you
hard.
can see on your
He didn't give it
screens.
that extra.
No.
I don't think you can.
B is again stacking up
Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't.
primarily near the back of the house.
Yep.
Where you want to stick curler for that big take out.
Well, Ed can throw weight.
He can bring the weight. Oh, good.
He's got 2 sons. It's unbelievable the
Oh.
way they can hit also.
Put the Clark boys.
Yes, they're unbelievable.
You put them all together.
All right, so the score's up on C, but not on B.
One day they were trying to.
So pending B,
2 seconds.
the score
Which I think that was a
is...
steal, wasn't it?
They could.
They were throwing
I
2 seconds.
don't
They were trying- they
know.
were
I
trying-
think yellow stole 1 on B,
If that's the
so
case,
it's 3-1.
that would be 6, 9, 10 for yellow, and 1, 2, 4 for red. It would be 10-4 at the moment through 3.
Tuck and just slide it right to the far line, which of course, as I say, everything after the pause line is showing.
10-4, and it would be in favor of the GNCC.
Uh-oh.
Field goal.
Which could be extending the GNCC lead or closing down the Ontario lead, since we don't know what the score is.
So a couple more people chiming in. Thanks for Phil and Sam stopping in to check out the live stream. Appreciate you guys joining us this morning, and we are always happy to promote our brothers from other clubs.
So, Phil, are you a member of the Lower Cape Curling Club at Orleans?
Yep.
I see you on the chat here. And as I said, I care because we actually own a house in Eastham. So maybe we'll try and pop along there at some point.
Absolutely.
Looks like
We'll check back in on that in a few minutes. All right, let me show you really quick what's going on here in near B.
it's field goal, isn't it?
We're built a small pyramid of red stones that he's about to do something about.
Yes, miss.
Oh, just
Just
misses.
take
It
the back
just
one.
edges the back one.
Touched one. He gets a half a point.
I think you're putting up a guard there. Yeah.
Well, I think you can draw
Shocking
it.
call. Back to
Red
the
has
free sheet.
hammer and a centerline guard, which is
Meanwhile, over on sheet A, the sheet that never stops changing, Joel has once again blocked the house, and now it is 2 yellow.
yep.
Here too.
And Joel has hammer as well.
Here comes the guard in on B, and I don't think it's going to get over quite as much as they wanted it to, but it's in a good spot. And yes, I agree. The War Room has just said you got to freeze to it now while you still have the chance.
Nope, unless you're going to throw it.
Ooh, this will be interesting over on B.
Oh, no, he needs that much more rights.
The War Room committee thinks that they need a little more ice over on the stick on B. And if you've been in curling long enough, you know we're always right on this side of the glass. Always right.
I can categorically confirm I have never missed a shot from back here.
I have no. No.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
I curl at the Olympic level when I'm on this side of the glass.
You better take more.
Here comes a nice draw in on C.
Oh, you didn't take more.
If they can get that to the house, that would be very
Oh,
nice.
they better keep sweeping.
Get a bite it.
Came up a little
It's a
short.
biter. Very nice.
Sure, that yellow rock is an orphan out there.
I'd sweep that.
Here comes that shot over here on
From one,
B.
but he might roll. Oh,
And the
Let me take
sweepers
it to
are on
it.
it furiously.
Bye.
Yeah, but
bye.
yeah,
It's
but
by.
if they'd have been on the other box.
And it's counting.
Yellow counting?
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's
It's
close.
hard to tell.
No,
That
the one
top
up front's
red,
counting.
top red.
Top red's counting.
Yeah, the top
Oh, no,
red is-
top red's counting. It's Yeah, so it's at best second stone.
They saved the bacon a little.
Meanwhile, Joel has a shot coming over here on near A. Let's see what near A is up to.
Yeah, you wanted to get on that.
I'm surprised Phil didn't.
Rick Sheridan calls the spot, and he's not off by more than a few inches.
What a change in
Very
scenery
nice.
on sheet A.
Yeah.
Grew up with a lot of red in the house. They got the Visine out.
Ah, very good.
Phil has answered your question, Nigel. He's a member of Cape Cod, but they've helped out with a bunch of the open houses in Orleans, and
Perfect.
there'll be some overlap.
Excellent. That's the continued expansion of the sport,
Absolutely.
especially up here in the Northeast.
And if I remember correctly, I've curled with Phil at a couple of the friendlies. Fantastic curler, very fun guy to play with.
So you get Orleans. There's one in Plymouth at Bridgewater State. Any other new clubs in the?
Oh, we have South
South
Shore.
Shore?
It's not new.
No, they've been around several years.
Like a good shot.
But he's got the light there.
Oh, look at this coming in on Sheepy. Let me see if I can get to it
Oh,
real
it's
quick.
through the port.
Oh,
Look at that.
Very nice.
And that guy is still biting in the back.
3, 4, oh boy.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Still do it.
Still has
I'm going to turn stream control over to Nigel for a minute, or for a while, so I can stretch my legs and wander the sheets and plug in my phone. So camera control is now under the careful guidance of Nigel Lucas.
Once you drop this one, take that back and forth.
So please submit all your complaints to him.
talk to my credit manager, Helen. You know my credit manager, Helen Waite.
Wait.
Yeah, you want credit from me? You go to Helen Waite.
The warm room is full of Saturday morning humor.
Oh, we've had a couple coffees. We're waking up.
Wait,
He could give up 5.
So on sheet C, Yellow, I think he's trying to draw down to that shot lock. Looks light.
Last shot.
The sweeper's on it furiously,
4 or 5 is right.
but it's going to come up fight well light. Just tick off that red guard.
oh boy, things aren't going well for these Los Estados Unidos. Except on A.
On A, Joel is delivering his first skip rock. Yellow is sitting 2 with hammer. Rick and Quick Stefan are sweeping. We've come off it now. Just ticked the guard.
I think they're heavy on that.
On sheet B, the red rock does look heavy, as the woman has agreed. And it's going to go through without any help.
Will it knock the back one out? Oh my gosh, it did. It knocked it out.
3? 3?
Yep. If you threw it away, you'd have gotten more
5.
points.
Yeah.
Look.
So going from 5 to 3, Val.
If he threw it away, he could have got more points. That's true.
On sheet A, this is the red second skip rock. So we'll go in the
He's going to be 80. 80 something.
I was going to ask about what happened on November 11th, 1918, and go to him for first $10
Yeah.
in the Ardennes.
Well, here could be a good
Apologize
shot.
for that. I was just kind of distracted by the
Yes, here it
Facebook.
comes.
Yeah.
Well, look at this coming in on C.
Here it comes. Here it comes. He's got it.
You gonna stick?
It's
No.
through,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's going to
gonna stick.
click. Is it going to stick?
No. Well,
It's going to spill out, but it's still going to get that stone right out of the 4-foot area and kind of wreck the plans for red.
we'll go to sheet A. This is the near A. This is the red last rock coming into the house now.
around for a few minutes. This is the Ontario, U.S. Internet. You saw the flags outside. You say, wow, they're really taking care of you for Greenhorn. Now you got a week off. There you are.
What part?
So on sheet A, the
This is the Ontario.
Canadian skip has drawn to
This
shot.
is McGill Grant over there.
Is that
A
really?
nice draw,
Me too.
partially hidden
Yeah.
in the 4-foot.
Actually, I'm going up Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving was a month ago.
You're funny. So,
Joel has his last rock.
Yeah.
I think with a down weight hit, you can probably just push that red out.
Good. Yes.
Oh, I took away
I
that.
did economics, but I got closer.
So we'll stay with that for the moment.
I'd go for it. He's got even two on the side. Double.
Over here on sheet C, it looks like they've got an opportunity at a double.
They locked the
No, I never.
It's a very tight stone alignment, but he's going to go after it.
You need to bring a fair amount of weight to that.
Well, this guy can throw weight.
Look at the end.
And we're hearing from the war room that this is the right person to throw the weight.
So on A, Joel's rock is coming into the house just now. I'm not sure it's going to curl enough. Oh, it's a very nice
He
shot.
got
Just
it.
caught it.
He got it, and he's going
Joel,
to
a
roll.
very nice shot. That'll be 3 yellow.
Piece of it.
He's going to roll right to the outside. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just the hammer. So that was 2? 3?
3 yellow.
3 yellow.
3 yellow.
One of the nice things about having Nigel working the cameras is I can wander from sheet to sheet and see what's going on. And just a quick reminder, folks, this is the first of 4 draws today. We're going to be here all day, basically.
So come on down to Nutmeg Curling Club.
Yeah, and if you can't make it here, stick with the stream.
Oh, every game.
Would love to have you down here, though.
You get a prize for the biggest.
Yeah, you know, there's discussion on that.
Yeah.
So about 50 minutes left on the clock.
Yep.
There's discussion on it, but I don't think you'll ever see it change.
A and B have a chance of playing all 8 ends. C will definitely not be playing.
I don't see C getting 8 ends in, which is kind of shocking just because they've played a lot of hits.
Yeah, although this end's got quite complicated.
Yeah, this one's very complicated.
We have 9 rocks in play at the moment.
Yeah.
That's not much
Yeah, you know,
So right now you're looking at sheet C, the complicated 9-rock setup, and it looks like, is he trying to edge himself in, draw behind?
I think he might just trying to, as you said, just tap that the red a little.
He's a little heavy,
you know what we got? We got the combined.
slowing down. It's got a curl. I don't think it's going to get back for him.
Let's pass that.
It's passed. Let's go see where it ends up.
Oh, now what do you do?
So that makes it 2 red
I
at
was
the
just
moment.
thinking that.
Dale
Now what
has
do you
hammer.
do?
You take the front one out, Colt? Take the front one out.
Nigel, what do you think? What do you like here?
I would take the front one.
Draw to the back.
Take the
But
front
no, he's
one.
laying 3 here.
You got to draw to the back.
Yeah.
He's going for the draw at the back.
Yeah, I think it looks like he's going to just try and follow him down.
Top one gets you up.
That's right.
The problem with the alignment
Yeah,
is
you
that the
can't
double
double.
is pretty well guarded by those guards on the center line. An open center line, and I would be very interested in the double. But instead, I agree. I think you kind of got to follow him down here.
This game's going to be a low score in comparison to the overall.
So let's just, I'm going to play it out here. So let's say he follows him down. He parks right on that red stone. Unless red blocks him, then he has the chip out, and all of a sudden he's sitting at least 2 if he pushes back the right way. Well, let's see what, I'm getting way ahead of us. I'm talking 3 shots in the future. He's got to hit this one now.
He's just drawing.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
The weight is very similar to the last stone.
It's not curling, though.
It'll cut late.
Yep.
And it might cut too much.
Go, 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 go.
They got to go on that.
Go.
Dig
They got to get by that red guard.
Come on, David. Get
They're
on
by the
to it.
guard, but are they down to the stone?
They out counting anything.
They are out count. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
They are
that's
into
not
the
bad,
4
not
foot.
bad at all.
By the slimmest of margins.
Yep.
And now what does red do?
Try and hit it.
Yeah, you got to chip that out.
If you chip it out, you don't care what happens to your shooter because you'll just lose it out,
Correct.
which is fine.
And then you got to force him to make the same shot again
Exactly.
just to get 1.
But
Yep.
if he comes at it a little thick, you could jam on the back.
So yeah, you don't want to jam here.
Don't jam. You got to chip it clean. Oh,
See, this is why I love this game. I love this.
He's looking at racing his own red.
He's thinking about that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's only going to move it about half a rock.
So that's,
Yeah,
if he gets a raise, I mean, that's a good shot. Get the guards out
Yep.
there.
Can you get on the inside of that, though, to get the raise you want?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. With the way it's curling, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's definitely calling that shot.
That's not much ice.
Honestly,
No, it
folks,
isn't.
for those of you who are watching at home who are not curlers, how can you not love this? There's 75 different ways to go after this shot. All of them are not easy.
Of course, us back here in the warm room, we'd make it every time.
Oh, it's always easy on this side of the glass, but
World Wide Web.
It's on the
What normally happens is that the players will look at their game later. Could read with a shout out to Canada.
oh yeah, what's that?
You haven't given much of a shout out to Ontario yet.
No, we'll give Ontario its due. They're playing very well today.
No, I mean just in general.
No, just in
Come on,
general,
happy
we
Remembrance Day.
appreciate them coming down. We'll talk about them near the end of the draw.
Got other draws too.
Now, believe it or not, we're focused on C, but there is other curling going on. And there was a nice hit on B just now, and they're sitting 2 red at the moment.
Oh, he threw it out. He threw it out.
He threw the stone out according to the warm room.
Yeah.
It's got good weight. I don't know that it's going to curl very much with that
He's
weight.
got the yellow one.
Oh, he might chip the yellow.
Is he
He
gonna
might
chip the
chip
yellow?
the yellow.
He did.
Oh, you guys got to sweep this.
Oh, it's jamming.
Where are the sweepers? They're coming late.
It's not gonna jam.
Oh, right to the
Not
button.
gonna jam.
Right to the button.
Get it out of there.
Right
Oh, the yellow gets promoted right into the back half of the button.
But to be fair, it was shot rock
Now the
anyway.
yellow could go back into the red.
Now the yellow can draw into the red with its last
Oh,
stone.
he's looking at you. Don't-
No,
don't-
no, you already threw that one. You already threw that one, kid.
Go out there and talk to him.
Timeout.
Okay, so wow. All right, so from my perspective right now, right behind sheet C, and Nigel, I want to get your take on this. I would be coming down that same side and trying to just come up against that red that's biting the 4 and take my 2.
I think the only thing he's concerned about is if he's narrow, he could promote that red, and
Yeah.
his shot rock is just behind the tee.
So instead, he's going to come through this port on what's the top half side of your screen, which is not an easy port. This is a challenging
I
shot.
think what he's saying is, I can do no damage this way.
Yes, I would think you're better.
Okay, let's see. He's got to get pretty much full 4 foot to make this a 2-point end. Here comes the stone.
Over 70. This way.
It's heavy.
I know all about that.
It's got to curl. It's on the red at the moment. It's on that red guard, but here it comes. The sweepers are beginning to sweep. They got to get by that red guard. Here it
it's
comes.
Bye.
Is it going to get and stay in the 4?
He's going to take the
Plenty of
No, it's going to be heavy. I
He's
think,
going to
and
take
smooth
his
out the
own
other side.
shot,
But it'll be all right.
No,
Look at this.
very
and
nice
it's going to be
shot.
2 yellow.
Hey,
Oh, that was hammer.
what do we know?
That was the
Come
hammer.
other way.
What
Come
a
the
great
other way.
shot.
I thought that was another rock.
And Nigel's right. That was the path of least resistance.
We're sitting-
And so he took it. I probably would have gone the other way myself, but I appreciate that shot, and that is a nice end.
Never underguess the double.
So we'll go to the far house view now,
Give it enough ice.
get an idea of what's going on A and B.
Oh, he came heavy though.
Let me get a score
On
reset
sheet
for you
B.
guys.
Shockingly, the locks are in the back of the house again.
Might get the double.
They do love the back of the house. On sheet A,
Yes, he may. No.
red is throwing. Looks like they're trying to
There's a thing there, but it's absolutely.
clear out a center guard.
And by my count, it's 15-7 in favor of the GNCC in terms of total stone count. Pretty much all of that's coming from sheet A, where it's 9-1.
The others are close.
And this is where we talked about this at the beginning of the broadcast, where a 9-1 deficit does not mean you shake, because it's total stones. You can still help your team, even down 8. Getting 3 or 4 before the end of the match is a huge help.
Garbage
exactly.
Time is big time.
Yeah, in fantasy football, we would call that garbage time scoring. This is not garbage. This is real solid scoring.
Every point means something.
Shot here.
Look at that guard. There we go.
And let's take a moment, too, while we're setting up this end and while things are starting evolving, to thank our friends from Ontario coming down.
Yep, exactly. They've
Remember David?
flown down, driven down.
Fine.
Flying, yeah.
Mark Zakin, top of the morning to you, sir. I'm sure I'll see you at the club later.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Zakin. Thank you for your efforts yesterday. You did a marathon session for us.
And how was the scotch?
And how was the scotch with 1 ice cube in it?
Coming around.
Shot.
That's going to be a nice
Go
shot
back,
on C.
Back gate, maybe.
Watch it snap over that.
Oh, it's going to be a little longer than you wanted, but
That's
really the
okay.
line's
It's a
going to
great
be
shot.
really nice.
No, it's a great
Look
shot.
at that.
Follow it in.
So I am terrible with my geography. Do we have anybody?
you.
So do we have anybody visiting us from the Toronto area? That's in Ontario, isn't it?
Yeah.
Toronto. Most of these clubs are in the Toronto
Greater
sphere.
Toronto area.
Well, just a few miles west.
I apologize.
Niagara Falls.
I've been to Canada 3 times in my life: Toronto, Montreal, and St. John, and I could not find them on a map.
I've actually played at the Leaside curling club up there.
New Brunswick.
St. John,
I see we have a representative from there.
Newfoundland. St. John's is Newfoundland. St. John is New Brunswick.
St. John.
Was it the
The one
reversing
that's on a
falls?
hill.
Yes, oh yeah.
Yes.
St. John?
Reversing falls and all that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I've been to St. John. I've been to Halifax.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
So
there you
you've been
go.
in Nova Scotia, you've been in
New
Ontario and New Brunswick.
And Quebec.
You haven't been to Quebec, must have been.
Montreal.
Sorry? So you've been in 4
I was just in Montreal in October.
That's right. Nice city.
Oh, gorgeous. Didn't have enough time there. We were there for 4 nights. It just didn't have enough time.
You didn't have, not that my.
Ooh, I'm supposed to be muted.
Here we go. I did university there, but it was long ago.
Probably the
In the old, when I was there,
I hope you repeat what was just said in the warm room.
You always get your
you go to
So on sheet A,
and they had the whole first.
yellow is counting 1, just biting the top 4.
And
Joel's yellow rock is coming in. He does not have hammer in this end.
beautiful garden.
Looks like he's just going to tap that yellow up a little bit.
they would rather spend money on their looks and clothes than would on food.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
they're
Beautiful city, though. Beautiful city. Both of them. I could live in Toronto.
I told you to go down up to the St. Laurent, up the Main,
Yes.
to that thing. That's the not glamorous part of Montreal. Beautiful. And you walk around Old Montreal, of course.
Oh yeah. Well, our hotel was down by the water.
Oh yes, I remember the
Yeah, my wife said I'm gonna go check out the mountain. I'm like, okay. Do you know how to get there? Sure.
Take the bus up.
Yeah, no.
Take the bus up.
Yeah, we found out.
Walk the
hard way.
stairs down.
Yeah, we found out the hard way.
Did you do the stairs?
We did the stairs up.
Idiot.
Well,
Take the bus up.
I trusted her.
On sheet C,
So my door.
yellow rock is away. I think they're trying to tap that yellow, which is in the top 12 by the looks of it.
City, and you just walk out of the park.
It's going to be a little narrow. It's going to crash on the other yellow instead, which is on the center line.
Gorgeous, gorgeous country.
Yep, and it's tapped it in, but not to shot. It's also wide open.
Is there action on C?
So I apologize. I was just chatting with some of our guests because I was just in Canada about a month ago.
Oh boy.
And that yellow stone from Mr. Steffen is going to push the red out.
Do a very busy route.
And Larry is looking.
Several pieces.
So I'm going to walk down here and see what's going on sheet A.
Guard, hit the yellow red back, jammed on one.
So Joel, this will be Joel's last skip rock on C. Unfortunately, we don't have a far. On A. We have
Okay,
far
so this is
A
Joel's last rock.
house view. So you'll have to utilize this one.
So I'm right behind sheet A, Nigel, and I'm looking at it. It looks like one red, but Joel has a
Okay.
path to it. And if he can hit this without jamming, he would be sitting 4 with the red hammer yet to come.
Which way does he have to come? Inside out? I'm guessing.
I would say yes.
Because I see there's some high guards, a red and the yellow there.
The problem is the angle. In order to get by that guard, he's got to stay on what's the top side of the screen, and that causes a lot of jam possibility.
Yep. He's taking 2, if not 3 looks at this.
Hey, well done. No way.
Oh.
Get the shot.
What is Craig Steffen trying to say to me? It's a friendly tournament. I don't know. I'm not good with the lip reading and the hand signals,
Well, there's one hand signal we all know.
so we're going on the field. The ice is
It's
wonderful.
universal. Exactly.
Okay, that's what Craig is trying to tell us. Craig wants the internet watching folks to know that the ice is wonderful today and to give credit to the ice team.
Yeah, no,
I think we already gave him a shout out earlier.
Yep.
probably sometimes.
They will be working hard between games rather.
Absolutely. All right, so Joel is still on where he wants his room, and he is in the pack over here on A.
And so Joel's rock is away, right? How does the line look, Britt, from where you are?
Looks good. It's got a good amount of weight, so I'm not worried about line.
You'll see it now coming over the hog. Looks outside, right?
Look at this.
Look at this.
Oh.
Like it drew it up.
The shooter will stick around and bury.
Oh, Joe Leneker playing very well this morning.
Who is this Leneker guy? I mean,
Yeah, Joel Leneker.
no, that is not Joel Leneker.
All I know is we better get
Unfortunately, this has been a familiar view for Ed on sheet A all morning.
through that door.
The skip is coming up to draw against 4.
The savior.
I think he's got a twin brother.
The good news is he does have backing. If should he come to that yellow in the back 8, I believe he will be shot.
Look at him. Look at him.
So I've never.
But that'll just be 1, and the current score is 9-1 yellow.
No, don't sweep.
I have never.
So we'll just stay with that for the moment, and then we'll update on B and C. B has already finished the 4th end. They were actually into the 5th end. Looks like yellow
Man down.
scored 2.
Man down. Skip down.
He's up. He's okay. I think it's a cramp.
Oh boy.
Those single malts last night he had, I think they.
Yeah, we have.
We have a-
I thought he just.
He
No, I
kind of
think-
went down really slowly,
Yeah,
so I'm kind
I
of saying
thought
that
it
it was
was
a
kinda
muscle
like-
issue. They're going to attend to him over there. I think he just cramped up a little bit on that slide.
It was a horse we chewed.
Oh, and that means 4 yellow?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think that was 4 yellow.
I can sing okay.
I'm not necessarily going to offer any medical opinion, but if it's cramp, you might want to get a banana or something out to him. Something with some potassium.
We have bananas available.
I saw that.
Alpha's going to offer him a banana.
Dr. Winter is going out there now.
Water, dude.
The unofficial trainer.
With the magic sponge. Anybody who used to watch football or soccer in England in the 70s and 80s knew that the magic sponge and the bucket
So while
solved
we're
everything.
Paying attention to sheet A. What the heck's going on here on C?
Let's have a close look.
Too many rocks in play.
That's the issue. And it looks like sheet B and sheet C have switched bodies because C is wide open. I'm sorry, C is crowded and B is wide open.
So this is the house on sheet C. It's currently 1 red, back 4.
Hang in there.
Here comes the draw, though. Morning, folks. We got folks wandering in. The draw attempt is going to be a little long, and it's actually
Yep,
going to go
that's-
straight through.
He drew the hack. Something I've done many times in my career.
And here's your problem. This is the one line over here. If you're looking at sheet C, which you are, that line is the only path to the button right now. So everyone's going to have to go down it.
That's a beautiful freeze right here.
And there's a beautiful freeze over here on sheet B. The red rock is frozen to the inside of the yellow and is counting. Here comes another draw attempt on C.
Yep. Looks a little
Looks better.
wider.
Okay. Slow it down.
It's going to be
Tuck in
just
there nice.
nice.
Look at that.
Unfortunately, just slid behind T. So let's give him now a nice pocket there to the yellow skip with his first rock to draw to.
Yeah, curlers are perfectionists, so I'm sure that he would be like, I threw that too far. But
Yep.
I think it's sitting in a nice spot, and now yellow has to make a shot to outdo it.
Yep, this will be the first skip rock.
Over here on B,
All right, loosens it up.
yep, and an attempt to kind of chip out the very nice red freeze. What we've actually done is cleaned out the yellow rocks, but now the red rock is sitting all by itself and is a tempting target. Still early on in the sheet B in the 6th end. Sheet B is playing at a furious pace.
Yes.
Oh, really? He's not the fastest player. Okay, so we're hearing that this is really good tempo for the folks, our visiting folks, so good for them. There is about 30 minutes left on the clock, so
Yep, 33 minutes.
26th? 25th?
So first skip rocks away on C. It looks like he wants to draw the into that pocket.
So what I've just been told,
Sweep.
this is This is Bob from Guelph A's 25th Ross Tarlton.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Exactly.
25
Is there a
participated in the tournament.
a pin, at least a mention for that?
At the very least, it gets a mention from us. And I watched the two Guelph teams play yesterday, and they were exceptional.
Bob's that too.
Oh, is it Cape Cod? My apologies. So what do we got going on over here on C?
On C, the draw attempt was slightly heavy, so we didn't overcurl. It just caught one of the reds and then just scooted a bit to the outside. So it's still 2 red. Red shooting now. And red has hammer.
And through 4 ends, just for those of you who are curious about the count, it is 17-8 in this draw through the GNCC. I do not have a total count for the tournament. It's a well-guarded secret.
And in terms of the actual matches themselves, B and C are close. A is being a bit of a blowout. The Lenica Rink has been playing exceptionally well tonight.
Oh, they're through 5.
So here on C, I think the call would be to go top 4 on me.
I would agree. I mean, you've got a pocket there. The hard part is just getting the curl into it.
Yeah, but you'll be behind the tee again, and that will give Yellow the opportunity just to come and sit on.
Right.
You have hammer.
Weight is really the key here because you've got to give it enough to get there, but you've got to also make sure you don't throw it so hard that it doesn't curl.
And it's got the weight.
This might be really nice. It might bump their red back a little bit, but I don't think it's going to do enough damage to change the count. It's not. It's going to be.
No, actually, it makes it 3 red.
Yellow could follow that right down and sit
Yes.
on top of it, which is what he's going to try and do.
Yeah, that was my thought about not being behind the.
The tee. Yeah, perfect call.
If he could have stopped that just top 4, it would have made this shot much more difficult.
I think he's going to try and just draw in and sit on top of him or sit inside of him. Meanwhile, because we're focused on C right now, because it's a really great match to watch, Sheet B is trading stones in the 7th end. And 7? Yeah. And Sheet A is also a pretty wide open house early in the 7th end.
We'll just stay with C for the moment.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 6th end. Not 7th, 6th.
Yellow skipwalkers away.
He's got tap weight.
Yeah, this is definitely hit weight.
He just needs to get to the inside of that red.
Is he playing the hit and roll off that
Yeah,
red?
if you wanted to, but
It's curling too much.
yeah.
No, it's not. It's going to the outside of it.
And he will change the count though.
Yes.
They can get 3 here.
Yep, they still definitely have a wide open shot for 3.
Yes.
And they've got backing and plenty of room to work with. They can afford to come just a little bit heavy. As long as they move that stone more than a foot or 2, it'll be 3 red.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Some more life wandering into the war room as folks who are playing in the 10-15 draw start coming in.
Yep.
Oh, off the outside of him.
We will have Pittsburgh, Triangle, and Utica playing for the GNCC. And we will have Thornhill, Unionville, and Leaside playing in for the Ontario Curling Association in the 10-15. So please stick with us.
All right, the final walk is being delivered on.
See, it looks, the line's good.
The sweepers are ignoring it.
And
The vice is jumping up and down, stomping.
You could push back that right.
Oh, he might push it too far.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the count.
They'll still
Let's give me 2 red.
So 2 red over on sheet C. Meanwhile, over on sheet A, we have another lot of yellow sitting around. And sheet B, they're just trading stones at this point.
So I'm going to switch to near houses now. We can see what's going on A and B.
We're about to get the last yellow rock on sheet B, and the only thing in the house is a red. So this is going to come down to the last 2 rocks.
This has been a very unusual end for the 2 teams playing on B. We've had a plethora of rocks each end.
Yes, this
And
is
now
the
we have a
first time I've
biter.
seen this open house all day on B. They played a very kind of crowd work around kind of style of game. And this end, they just were like nuts to this. We're hitting stuff. So here comes the final yellow rock on B. They do not have hammer. It looks like is he going after that red?
Yep.
It looks like it. Because the weight definitely looks like it. I don't think he's going to get that. He's not going to get
No.
there.
Field goal.
And he'll slide through. And so that's going to leave Red and our friends from Gale a draw for 2.
Just got to touch paint.
Just got to touch paint. Meanwhile, over on sheet A, we still have a lot of yellow rocks in play.
As we've had all morning.
Yeah.
Might have to get another scoreboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to loop the scoreboard. And on sheet C, Red's lead rock has come into the house, top 4. Yellow's going to wait no time and is going to hit that.
Yeah.
The game on C is close, as we're in the 6th end now. 5-4 Red.
Right.
Because you just take out guess what? In fact, you just missed it.
On sheet B, the red draw for 2 has been made.
You got to tip it?
Very nicely
Oh,
done.
he's right through field goal.
All the way through. Wow.
That will give Ontario a 6-5
Or just
lead going into the 7th.
that way.
Just move it back a little bit.
As we've reiterated, this is a points spiel. Is it just total locks? There's no points for winning the game at all?
No. It's all rocks.
Just locks, okay.
So the 7th end has begun on B. Everyone else is in the 6th. The 6th is, we're on skip rocks on sheet A. Sheet C is a little bit further behind. They're just getting started in the 6th.
Yeah, I think they will struggle to get 8 in. A and B will get 8 in.
We might only get 7 on C.
Yeah, I agree. On A, Joel's lock is going to hit the red.
He'll spill out of play, but he doesn't care. He's still got the 3 on the other side of the ice.
Yep.
Meanwhile, over on sheet B, they're continuing their kind of stone trading at this point. Although this looks like it's a draw.
Anyway.
And so in sheet C, the draw comes back. It's a little longer than they wanted, so they're back in the back half of the house. And red looks like they're going to try and set up an end by putting a lot of stuff up front. Maybe stuff they can tap later, turn this into a 2 or 3 count end. They also, do they have the hammer?
Yellow has hammer on B.
On C.
On C,
They have a yellow hat.
Yellow has hammer.
yellow has hammer, yes. On A, the first red skip rock drifted to the back of the 8 foot. I think that's pretty open. There's a high yellow guard, which I think yellow can get around.
Not much.
Dispatch that. And we'll have a familiar shot if this shot is made of red being need to draw against 4.
Draw down to
Last drop over here on sheet A is underway. Back that red. Not enough weight outline. Got about the
He's
guard.
past the guard and makes the shot.
Very nice shot.
So here we are again, red drawing against 4 on A. He does have backing. That yellow is back 4. To just draw to that for shot. But 1 rock isn't really helping the Ontario team at the moment.
Stones around over here on sheet C. Count's still 1 red. Let's take a look and see anything going on in the commentary. No, pretty quiet. Got some folks watching. Welcome aboard. Thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
So it's not just Britt and I talking to each other.
Yep. And just a reminder, folks, for those of you who are watching this live, these archive on our webpage. At any point in time, you can go back to the Nutmeg Curling Club YouTube page and watch these videos. So if you're back home in Canada or after our visitors are done visiting us, if you guys want to go back home and see your matches, they are always archived there and always available for you to view.
So on sheet C, the red skip rock did make it a shot, and that made it 1 red.
And they're all looking at each other like they're going to shake, but it's a total rock tournament.
Yes. No.
And they've decided to shake. They have decided. Niagara Falls has decided they do not want to hand the hammer back to yellow in this particular match, and so they will come in, and the final score of that match will be 12-2. So a 10 rock game for the GNCC on sheet A.
I think the Niagara skip did suffer like a leg injury, so I think that may have been a factor there as well.
Possible. Get some rest.
Yeah, he's not out there.
Fluids.
I think Alf Winter went out to sub for him.
Yes.
Which means with A wrapping up, we just have games on B and C now.
Correct. And sheet B is in the 7th. Sheet C is in the 6th.
There's a quick look at the house on B. We have 1 red on the 12-foot.
And on sheet C, a yellow rock just pushed the red shot rock out into the biting back 8, back 12, and rolled straight to the button. So it looks from my eye to be 1 yellow, but it could be 2, but I'm pretty sure it's 1. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm getting confirmation. It looks like 1.
Yeah, it's 1 yellow, right on the button. I'll actually show you that now. There's the C house. Yellow sitting on the button. Red shooting now. Calling for a takeout.
Good shot. You may have a double.
It's got a shot at a double. It looks like it's got the angle.
And he does
And
make
he
the
does.
double. Very nicely done. Applause for the players from sheet A coming into the warm room.
The ice is really good this morning.
Yes, I'm hearing nothing but compliments about the
Really
ice.
good this morning.
Kudos to the ice crew this morning.
Yep, Joel Lenniker, the skip of the Nutmeg team, confirmed the ice is exceptionally good this morning. How much curl were you getting, Joel?
3.5.
3.5 feet? It sped up very quickly after the first end.
Really quickly. And you don't have to, the speed is so good with a pebble that you can throw down weight and make it manipulate. You can manipulate the stone.
Right, you can throw a down weight hit and control it. That's good to hear.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I thought you had the double.
What would you guys like to drink?
That's going to set up for a day of really good curling here at Nutmeg.
Yes. We have 3 more draws after this, guys, so stick with us. And we will have broadcasts for all the draws today.
So on sheet C, yellow made the takeout but did spill out. So red is sitting 3, I think. I think that top could be biting.
He might be.
They do not have hammer, though. Yellow does have hammer.
But you know what? He's standing over a back yellow that's probably out counting.
It was.
Oh, you're right, yes.
So it would be 2.
Yes. The skip was hiding the yellow.
Wow, we were ahead now.
Yes, you guys played a very good
What
game.
happened to the other 2 games? We were ahead. Both close.
Yeah, some very good
So red puts another one in the house. That sets up a good double opportunity here on C. Pretty much just hit that top red on the nose, and you'll spill both reds out.
Say that again? Can we tell that too?
Locks away. Sweepers are on it furiously. Trying to hold the line, not to overcurl.
Good shot.
This
Now they're
is
off.
nice.
And he makes the double very nicely.
Yep, he gets the double.
And sits. So it's now 1 red. That changes the complexion of this end completely. Remember, yellow does have hammer.
Absolutely. Hey, go sit and relax. You guys are a good match on that.
We'll have a quick look on B.
Sheet B has become a game of hit me, hit you. And thusly we have wide open houses, where the first 2 or 3 ends were a lot of guard and hide. This has been a much more open game the last couple ends.
Yeah, so we've got 2 locks in play, 1 yellow, 1 red, both biting the 8 foot. I would say it's red at the moment. And red is shooting now.
Yeah, this is
So I assume
red
they'd-
skips first.
Right, and I assume looking to take out that yellow at the back.
Yes.
Yellow with hammer in this end.
Wait, looks good. Behind it here, line.
Let's see if it comes into the house now.
Yep.
That's going to be very nice. It's just going to spill out. No, just spills out. Leaving 1 red in the house. I imagine you'd be looking for a hidden stick here.
Looks a little heavy.
Yellow does have the hammer there.
Yeah, so a hidden stick here will be... And this is a very close game.
Heavy.
Red is up 6-5.
The draw on sheet C is a little heavy, and it's going to end up biting in the back of the house, but it does not really factor into the count right now. I'm pretty sure that yellow is closer.
That's the C house at the moment.
Yeah, it's 1 red, I believe.
We'll just go back to B. The takeout attempt from yellow is on its way. You'll see it coming across here in second interview. Sweepers are on it. It is over curling and it's going to scoop it. All right.
Now, the good news is yellow does have the hammer on sheet B, so that's not the end of things.
I would imagine he'll try and... Well, I would split the house. But that's an interesting call.
I agree.
I would not want my other red anywhere close to that red and set up a double.
Right.
If you split the house, then he has to draw for 1.
I mean, the way you look at it, he's got to draw for 1 no matter what you do. So if I leave him backing or something he can rest upon, you know, I would probably want to draw to the front 8 foot on the right-hand side, which would be top half of your screen right now.
Yeah, so he's actually going the other way, I think. I think he's actually going to the bottom half of the screen for you.
But hey, we're in here. That's why we're in here.
Exactly. That's why we're here and not out there.
That's it.
Those who do, and those who can't commentate.
That's right.
Well, in my case, those who used to do.
That's right. That's why people say, I want to play in the NFL, not I want to broadcast the NFL.
Right.
That's a nice draw.
Yes, absolutely.
I would have preferred it on the other side of the sheet personally, but I see what he's trying to do. Now the question is, yellow now has its hammer here, and they're talking about a hit rather than a draw.
Yeah, I think I would still draw. And
Now they're talking draw. Okay.
Yeah. Draw's the obvious call. There's no guards.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it comes down to comfort level, but I think you got a draw here.
Yeah, there's a decent gap between those two reds to make the double not an obvious double.
Coming in the back yellow.
And as our friend Jeff Hannon says, every skip should be able to draw the 4-foot.
Yep. Here comes the shot over on sheet C. It looks like he's going to trying to draw right back to that yellow.
Take it out,
But it's not going to get quite over enough, and it's going to end up ticking the yellow and going out of play.
He could get 4 here.
So here comes the draw on B. Sweepers are on it for weight.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa.
And
Too red.
this is an ultimate team sport. So that's a steal of 2 from red.
So meanwhile, over here on near C, the redstone just clipped the yellow on the back and just moved it over a little bit. So the count remains 1 red, but a lot of yellow surrounding it.
Now this is hammer, right?
This is it.
This is hammer.
Chip it out for 4.
If he chips that out and sits, it's 4.
Boy, a little wide.
Oh, that stone's moving. That stone's starting to go right away.
Yeah.
The sweepers are going on it. They're trying to hold it past the guards.
And it's going to
It's
crash
going to
the...
hit the guard.
Yes.
It may hang around for 1 though.
It's going to hit the guard. Now, will it stop for 1?
No, it's not.
Nope, it's going to drift into the 12-foot, and we're going to get 1 red.
Yep, steal of 1 red.
Wow, that's an exciting moment.
Which puts red up 6-4 on C.
Wonderful. I've heard nothing but good things about the ice. The ice is wonderful. Skinny Larry just nods at me like, oh yeah, the ice is running very nicely today.
Was somebody asking about lunch if they wanted to take early? No? Okay. If you do,
We're on A.
So we're starting the 8th end over on B, so they are going to get a full match in.
Yeah, then we have 11 minutes left, so I think we can say this will be the last end on C, the 7th end.
Correct. There's exactly 10 minutes left on the clock, so unless they play breakneck speed, we are going to only get 7 in on C. The rock count over on B, by the way, is 8-5 in favor of Ontario. And I can't see the C count because the skip just happened to be standing in exactly the spot I need to see.
Ontario up 2.
Up 2? And they are up 2 over on C.
We just missed a chip to get 4 and gave up 1.
So, I mean, the score on A was very strongly GNCC, so it looks like this particular draw will be a gain for the GNCC, but the other 2 matches are definitely doing their best to limit that game.
So looking at the house on B, we have 1 red under 12 foot. Yellow is throwing now.
The war room is definitely warming up now. As the 10-15 draw folks are all in, and the sheet A folks are having a beverage.
Stone coming in now on B. I think they were looking for the freeze. Didn't quite get there, but it's in a good position.
Absolutely.
And we'll just go to the fast C. So we have both queued up. C, a completely open house at the moment. Early in that end. We'll stay with B for the moment.
Yeah, C's just getting underway.
Yep. And anybody just joining us, the game on A did finish early. And so we just have games on B and C at the moment.
You think he was walking down there and slipped his stone stick. Right there. Okay. Well, that was awesome. And you can put killer weight on it.
You see the exactly. It's kind of cool.
And while we were watching these matches kind of evolve here, I've just been handed a note that there's an eclipse on Monday, April 8th in 2024. And so our friends over at Black Swamp Curling Center are going to run an eclipse field.
It's pretty cool.
That is some fancy planning there.
Yes.
Register now because there's only 6 years until this field takes place. Well, 5.5. But man, is that planning. Good on them for planning this far in advance. That's a very unique event.
My question is, what time of day is the eclipse?
Yeah. So if you're interested in the Eclipse Spiel at Black Swamp, you want to email Eclipse Spiel, ECLIPSPIEL @gmail.com to get some information on that. We thanked, I think it was Alpheus who handed us that note.
Yep. It's actually cool because you could actually see where the path of the eclipse will be.
It goes right through their curling club, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not even sure where that is.
No.
Again, I'm terrible with geography, so. But we're always happy to plug different spiels in this area.
It goes through Toronto.
It goes through Toronto as well?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I think that police Toronto.
That's not in Toronto, is it?
Well, no, it's yeah, it is.
So we've got a bit of action here on both sheets. Oh, just update you on B. And remember that yellow has hammer. They are down 8-5. But remember, this is a locks spiel, so the win or lose doesn't actually matter.
Just in Black Swamp.
It's going to be a little heavy. It just ticks off the red and just going to hang around at the back of the 12-foot. And switching over to C. Yellow rock just came into the house, caught a high red, came into the 12-foot. On this end, this is the 7th end, which will be the last end due to only being 5 minutes left on the clock.
Right.
The Toronto, or the Ontario team playing the Redstones is up 5-3.
How are you? Fine, thanks. How are you? I'm Joel. Hi. Joel from Bucks County? Joel. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, that's right.
So we've kind of reverted over here on sheet B to our crowding the houseways, except this time they're focusing on the 12-foot.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
So a lot of stones in play there as well. With 5 minutes left on the clock, this is most definitely the last end.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Well, yeah. Well, he's already in the 8th end, so they're fine.
Yeah. And there's no overtime, I assume.
No.
It's just you're tied at 8. You're tied at 8. Thank you very much.
Correct. Because this is a total stone spiel, there is no tiebreakers in individual games.
Did you have a question about lunch? Hey, how are you? Your name there? Yes.
We're definitely getting more busy now as the players for the next draw. What time is the next draw? 10?
15.
10:15.
So we're about a half hour from our next draw, and that will be broadcast live. And if you're curious, that'll feature Pittsburgh versus Thornhill, Triangle versus Unionville, and Utica versus Leaside. YouTube. Our broadcasts, broadcasts are always visible on our YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and search Nutmeg Curling Club. You'll find them live and recorded.
Oh, I see. Cool.
Yep. So tell the folks back home, hey, if you want to see me make some great shots, tune in. We'll be here all day. They don't even want anyone to know I didn't bring it. I've just been told not to use names. We'll be using pseudonyms. So guest 32 says I'm not telling anybody anything.
And if you told your family members you were working all weekend, then don't tell them about the stream.
You're not supposed to be in the club. That's different too. I do find it useful to go back and watch matches.
Oh yes.
Particularly ones I played rather poorly in. So anyway, meanwhile, we do have curling going on. We've got the sheet B up view right now. We could cut to sheet C for a second. It looks like red is going to try an ankle raise here. At least that's the way I'm reading it.
Lidlock coming into the house.
Or are they just drawing? Oh, wait, look at that. Look at that curl. He's got the angle, and it's not enough to sit two.
No, it's hitting one.
I'll take it, though. That's a very nice shot. I did not think that curl was going to be there, and he played that masterfully.
Yeah, as we've heard, the ice crew have done an exceptional job with the ice this weekend.
Yes.
And to see that curl off of the wall on sheet C is great. Yellow lock coming
just
in.
realized, Nigel? Earlier today, we had a comment on the stream by Philip Bruce, but Philip's here. He's just playing in the Cape Cod match. That must be Mrs. Bruce. Logged in on his account.
Or a Brucette.
Or Brucette. But we have an impersonator.
Or was he actually doing that from the ice?
Wow, that's talented. Curling in a match like this and commenting. Where is he? He's here somewhere.
We'll get him over here in a second.
I'll ask him. Oh no, he's still out there. He's the gentleman in the white shirt.
Oh, well, I don't see a phone about him. No. This isn't the NFL where they hide the phone in the goalpost or something.
Oh, no.
You make a great hammer shot and bring out the phone.
So on the sheet C, which I believe you're seeing right now, here comes the final ice shot for red.
Looks like it's going to be a guard.
I think he's guarding.
Yeah. He's satisfied with one.
Put up a high center guard.
He's satisfied with one.
He's satisfied with one. I'm unless he's guarding now to draw later.
He left a hole.
Well, they don't have hammer.
He left a hole, and there is a hit and roll on that red stone. I mean, it's up high, so I don't know how much a hit and roll benefits you, but I can see that red stone.
Yeah, you can't hit and roll for shot.
Yeah, no, shot.
There's a slash double there, which they're definitely not going for.
What is this?
I think he's trying to peel out that center guard.
Or through the hole.
All through the hole.
Through that hole.
He's got it.
No.
Oh, but he does get the peel.
Well, but leaves his rock right there.
Right.
But I don't know if it would have been good to go through the hole. He'd take it.
Yeah, he really probably just jammed.
Yeah,
We'll have a quick look on A now. Oh, sorry, B.
The red team was definitely hoping he made it through that hole.
Sheet B, yellow is sitting one in the 8 foot.
And, are we on the skip rocks on B?
I think this is the first red skip rock, maybe?
No, I think this is the last red rock. I don't see any other red rocks down the far end of the ice.
You are correct. Yellow has hammer, so this is the penultimate block of the match. Looks like he's just playing a hit on that shot lock, which is the yellow, just into the 8 foot. Red is up 3 here. Joel Lineker, who's been running this, is just ringing the bell to call attention to everybody.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome some of the new teams that are here for the very first time. My name is Joel Lineker, and I'm the host.
So unfortunately on B, that lock flashed.
Here since last 12 years. Prior to that,
So over on sheet B, and I'm whispering just because our organizer's trying to talk to the group. But it looks like we have a draw for 2, but I'm looking at it to see if there's any hit opportunities to turn this into more than 2.
Yeah, exactly. It is block spiel, so they're looking to any way they can get a 3 or 4. I don't see that they could double those reds out.
We were very fortunate enough to piggyback with the Wonderland of Ice, who was building another hockey arena.
Believe it or not, for a heartbeat, he was looking at hitting his own yellow
Yes.
and causing a double that way,
Well,
and trying to sit 3 or 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, I think that red will miss the other red and not set up the double.
Whatever they're going to do, looks like they decided.
I think they're just going to draw for 2.
Meanwhile, we have first skip rock over here on C for yellow, and it looks like he's going to try to hit in. Let's go to far C for a second.
Red is sitting at least one, maybe two.
Oh, he's coming inside out. No, he's not.
Sweepers are on it for line. I also think it's a little tight.
Yeah,
It's past the guard.
There's a box over here where you can put the waivers in, or you can give it to anyone.
Yeah, I personally would have given a little more ice there, but
Yep.
yes, he gets the one out.
Lunch at 11:30, from 11:30 to 1:30, probably even later.
Meanwhile, over on B, here comes the...
Yep, we'll go back to B now.
Chicken marsala, roasted red potatoes.
You can hear in the background what's being served for lunch.
Yes, chicken marsala and potatoes.
People are going to go, ugh, kale, but we served it yesterday, and unbelievably, everybody loved it. There'll be some fruit salad as well, and we're going to have hot apple pie, pumpkin pie, and pecan pie.
Did I hear hot apple pie?
I heard a hot apple pie. A la mode, get the vanilla ice cream out.
We might have a silent stream at 10:15, just warning you while I stuff my face with
She's going to
pie.
have a pile of plates, so give her $10, she gives you a plate,
Yellowstone comes in.
And that'll be two. That'll be two yellow. So handshakes on, yep. Which means the final score on B will be 8-7 to Ontario.
So Ontario picks up one of the rocks that they unfortunately lost on sheet A, and now we go back to sheet C, which is our only existing match, and this is
The last red rock.
the last red rock. Yellow has hammer.
I think he's just trying to draw. Red is sitting one, I think, at the moment. Red is up 5-3, and although this is the seventh end, this will be the last end.
Correct. The timer has expired.
Yep.
He's going to nudge his own red towards the button, it looks like, and he's
Oh, very nicely done.
piece of the button.
Yep, so that's sitting two now.
And we're sitting right behind that sheet. I can't see that rock.
No, I can't see that.
There's no, I mean, the only thing you can do is outdraw him to the button, and that's going to be extraordinarily difficult. You're going to have to come to the right side, which is the top side of your screen. And
Just skinny past that red in the 8 foot.
yeah, you have no backing to use. You basically just need to make a draw to the button. Now, if he does not complete this, it's a 2 red count, which would tie the match at 5, so C would be a wash.
No,
No, I'm sorry, no, that would be 8, 7.
there'll be 7.
Ooh, 4 more stones Ontario would pick
Yeah.
up there. That would be a big...
So this is a big swing.
That would end up being a 5-point swing against the... I believe we took 10 over on A. So that would reduce the GNC's game to only 5 stones this...
Two teams from B just coming into the warm room here. Nice light applause.
So this is a big shot.
Locks away. Sweepers are watching it closely.
I think they're waiting for the break.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not going to break. He's put this out a little wide.
It's good.
He might actually just tap the other red in.
Oh, unfortunately.
No.
Yep, they swept it so they would go by. So
Correct.
So it would be 2 red. Handshakes will happen. The final score over on C will be 7-3. So Ontario picks up 4 on C, 1 on B. But GNCC picks up, I believe, 10 on sheet A. So the net gain in this draw is 5 for the GNCC.
That's correct.
So we'll be signing off for now. We'll be back at 10:15 with the next draw. Until then, I want to thank Nigel Lucas for coming in today.
Great, thank you for having me.
And you'll be back this afternoon to do some more casting, right?
Yep, I'll be back on the 3:15 draw.
Great. And we will be back on in about 25 minutes for the 10:15. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody.
Goodbye.